Live people, my name's Ashley Lewick, owner of Rooted in Happy, and thanks for coming to my third podcast and or YouTube video today. I will have you know that I did just give myself a mini heart attack. I'm still recovering. I had a little standing behind me that you could see, and I thought I was longer than I was. My chair almost came out from under me, so I'm still recovering a little bit here. But first off, I was thinking, what do I want this podcast to really be? Because so far we're 3 episodes in, and I don't freaking know. And you're like, I'm glad you're here. Honestly, being here without having any general topics is pretty impressive. I know once I get more refined, it'll be a little bit better. But for now, I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm just going to talk and share my thoughts because I've had people tell me that I have very interesting thoughts. So we're going to run with it. Now that I just babbled for a minute about absolutely nothing. I have been really not caught on the idea. Pondering, I guess, would be a really good word. Pondering, thinking about the concept of perception. I think that it is extremely interesting in a way that two very, very, very different people could be put in the exact same situation. And I, like, to a T, everything. Doesn't matter what situation. Just picture a person A in your head, picture a person B in your head. Maybe one is a superstar, rock star, I don't know why that came to my head, and one is a homeless man living on the street. You could put them in the exact same situation, exact same position, whatever it might be, and they would see it very differently, right? And this idea to me is so intriguing because you really can, my computer just turned off, it's super annoying. You really, really can shape your world just based off your perception. And your perception can come from mindset. Your perception also comes from past. And past is really hard to get over. We're humans, and what we do is we sit and we think repetitive thoughts. Our brain doesn't know new things, and that's very important to keep in mind. So example being me, I'm going to use myself because obviously it's my life and this is what I'm bringing to you. I had the Momentum Wellness business, which was men's weight loss coaching, and I really grew to not love it. It was great. I loved my clients. I loved, the satisfaction. It was very satisfying to help them be healthy and live a more active life and be with them and guide them through these life changes. But the way that I was doing it and the way I had to market, side note, I don't want to market anything. I'm not selling anything, and I actually have sessions available, but I've been thinking about it. Unless you really, 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 really want to sit down and talk with me, I just want to start making this stuff. But anyways, that was a sidetrack. And now I sidetracked my way into having no idea what I was talking about. Oh, so my last business, it wasn't what I wanted. It was what I thought I had to do. It was step by step what every other coach was doing, and I was doing it, and it was working. And now starting this new Rooted in Happy, whatever it may come to be, I really have no clue yet. I keep replaying that same feeling that I had while I was running Momentum Wellness. Now this is completely different people I'm talking to, completely different media, completely different business. If I want to, if someone were to book a session, I'm just going to keep it at sessions, and I'm going to see what you need, and it's going to be completely guided by me, but asking what you want and what's going to work for you, and then using my expertise. I just gave people a plan before. Literally exactly what I say does not work is what I was doing. And the plan only worked for people who would show up to coaching calls and we were able to talk things through. So a plan did not work. They could not follow that plan, tangent, because I get so mad. for the rest of their life without any other human interaction. It would not work. So you cannot go to Google page 1, grab something, and here, I can wrap this in. That's not going to work. Now, if you want to try losing weight, again, you want to try anything new, again, your brain is going to replay where you have already been because that is all that it knows. My body and brain, we have no idea how it would feel to run a coaching business that sits right with us. I don't know how it would feel to start, anything new in life because I haven't been there. And we think we know, just like I think I know if I were to start coaching again in this new way, I think it would make me feel better, but I have nothing to hold on to other than how it's made me feel in the past. And I ran into this a lot when people were starting with their health. And it showed up in ways that they thought that what I had to offer wasn't going to work for them, and that is completely fine. It showed up in ways that they were now unsure of themselves and they didn't think anything was going to work, and they just think that they couldn't lose weight because it's them, or it's you, it's me, I can't do it. And I hear this all of the time from people. Okay, so I now work at a vitamin store because I'm not making any money off of this stuff right now, which is totally, honestly, my stress levels have been just down. Like, it is unreal. And my boyfriend, literally yesterday, you guys, I question every day if quitting Momentum Wellness was like the right move. My boyfriend yesterday was like, you've not been this happy and this calm like in ever. So clearly it was the move. Dang it, I keep forgetting where I'm going with this stuff. Anyway, you know what? I really, truly cannot remember where I was. But anyway, so that is how we now run our life. You guys, I cannot remember what I was just saying. Perception, happy. I'm gonna rewatch this and be like, idiot, that's what you were talking about. Anyways, if you the vitamin store. I promise I'm okay. I now work in a vitamin store, and I love it. I just get to talk to people about vitamins and helping them all day long. Anyways, they come in and they'll say, no matter what I do, I just can't, blah, blah, blah. I'm just unable to, blah, blah, blah. Two things here. First thing, if you say that, you will not be able to. This was going to be the other topic I was maybe going to talk about today is self-talk and how you talk to yourself matters. Now, if you keep telling yourself you can't lose weight, you can't get healthy, you can't get rid of ABC, you can't start that business, you are never going to. Think of if someone was showing up daily and telling you, you can't do that, you couldn't lose weight, you can't, maybe 1 or 2 days you'd probably just punch the person and get on with your life, but every day, for every hour, if somebody just showed up over and over and over again and told you you couldn't do something or you were never going to, of course you're not going to. But now if somebody showed up and motivated you every day and said, you can lose weight, you can do it, you would start hearing that yourself, right? And now your body, you guys, your body listens to you. Your brain, your mind and brain separate, body separate. They have to work together to get shit done. If everything's not on the same page, excuse me, you ain't getting nowhere, okay? So that's the first problem when people come and say, I can't lose weight, I can't get healthy. I just want to say, have you tried more than once? Have you tried more than 2 things? Because there are a drillion, that's a new number I just made up, ways to get to where you want to be. It just might not be your route that you have tried taking. You probably tried taking somebody else's route, and like I've said before, a health and fitness person's route, which you are not, no offense, it's not gonna work, okay? You can lose weight, but stop telling yourself that. Okay, so the second thing with people come in saying, I just can't lose weight, I just can't do it, is they're looking at the completely wrong aspects in life, okay? That's two things. Oh my, I did not eat breakfast today and it shows. And I bite. My brain is like dropping, it needs food. So, Ashley, how do we swing this back to perception? What are you talking about? I don't know. But on that note of speaking to yourself, that all plays into your perception, right? So going back to the same situation, you know, of the homeless man and the rock star, how they're talking to themselves and how they're seeing the situation is now forming their world. That's where I was going with that. So when you are saying, I can't do something, I can't do this, I can't do that, you are forming your perception of the world you live in. We all see the world very differently. We all see situations very differently. And the scary but awesome part is, it is up to you to see the world how you want to see the world. So I call these people, well, okay, there are two types of people. People who think the world is for them and things are happening, there we go, things are happening for them, and people who think things are happening to them, okay? I call the people who think things are happening to them in a negative sense, woe me people, like W-O-E. Don't quote me on that spelling, but woe me people. Because all they do is sit in this constant state of the world is out to get them. People are out to get me. People are always against me. Nothing is happening to me for the right reasons. Why me? Why does everything happen to me? Why can't I this? Why? I can't be around those people. I can't. Because all I want to do is say, so go do something about it. Because honestly, your problem could be solved if you actually took an action, enough of an action to do something about it. But the problem when we sit in the constant state of things are happening to me and against me is we're not grateful and we're not positive. And it's going to lead you to being super unhappy, and you're going to see the world as a very dark place with a lot of bad things, right? You're going to see the negative side of everything. And this is where I would have people and past clients do, and I even had my boyfriend do it once because he started becoming a woe me person and nothing was good enough and nothing was right and everything, why me? And I was not about to have that in my household. So I had him start writing gratefuls every morning, things he's grateful for, just 3 or 4. And in the beginning, he couldn't even think, he got to day 2 and he's like, how do people do this? I can't even think of like 3 different things today. And I was like, wow, we need this, because everything I do, you guys, and I'm not above anyone, I'm not different. I have just done the brain work and the mind work, and I've watched myself form into this human I am today, and kind of taken a back seat and letting my brain and body just do their thing, and they've learned anyways. You guys, like, every little thing should be exciting, and I get told I laugh a lot, I get told, you know, these little things, and it's because I truly am so grateful. I mean, for my office chair right now, it is very comfy. It is way more comfy than a boring office chair that I would sit in every day. I'm very thankful that I have this. I'm very thankful I have my setup. I'm very thankful I have people, 3 of you, that watch me. I'm not bitching and complaining that I don't have millions. I'm very happy there's maybe 4. That's awesome, because I'm helping 4 people. Maybe, hopefully. But just little things like that really play into this perception. And changing, don't be a woe me person. The world, it happens for you. My dog just hit the door. The world happens for you. Things don't happen to you. So even everything that you feel like, this all has to do with perception, everything you feel like is happening to you, or bad, or negative, or why me, there is a lesson to be learned from that, right? So, and I mean, I could be put in the shittiest, most terrible situation. Now granted, I am fortunate. I have not had anything tragic or terrible or anything happened to me, but I still have to argue that if something tragic, the worst thing possible does happen to you, there are lessons to be learned from it, or you need to grow. There is growth that has to come from what happened to move forward. I think our existence on this earth, the whole idea is to grow and evolve and to learn and to take what life has to teach us and really, really grow from that. And there are lessons, and I think there are lessons imprinted in everything we do, everything that happens. And if you don't learn the lessons, I firmly believe stuff's going to happen to you over and over again, because it is, some of you might not be here yet, and this word's going to get crazy, but the universe has things to teach us. There are life lessons we need to learn, and if we are not learning them or learning from them, it's going to happen over and over and over again. So if you see a repetitive cycle in your life, pay more attention. If somebody always leaves you, two things, this podcast is going everywhere. If you repetitively people leave you, friends, relationships, family, whatever it might be, first thing, you are not learning a lesson from something. Second, there is something inside you that you are not sitting well with. You don't like yourself. You wish you could leave yourself. Sounds weird, but a lot of people feel trapped in their body. And that's where the self-acceptance part comes into play with my whole mindset, self-acceptance, and health. So looking for, that internal, external, repetitive things that happen. If you're not learning lessons, that might be where whoa-me people think, this is always happening to me, this keeps happening to me, why me, why me, why me? Look for the lessons to be learned in that situation. Now we go to the other side of that, and we have the people, like your girl, that think the world, everything happens for them. So that again would be that lesson side, where yes, the shittiest thing could happen to me, but again, it's a lesson. Everything I go through is a lesson, and this really helps too. Wow, this is a whole lot of topics into one. Forgetting the past. The past is the past. Well, this actually has a lot to do with it. So the past, like I said a while ago, shapes your perception of the world today. It is much easier if you look at everything as an opportunity for growth or a lesson to be learned to forget the past, because now you're not stuck on the past. I said, I kind of questioned a lot if Momentum Wellness, if stopping that was the right move, because you may or may not know this, I was doing very well for a coaching business, just starting. And I do think, was it the right choice? But it is right quick to, if it was or it wasn't, doesn't matter. I'm learning from it and I'm moving forward. And when you can start to let go of that stuff, again, everything I'm talking about is your perception. So if you are living in the world that everything sucks and the world is a bad place and everything happens to you, you have growing to do, and I promise it's not. All you have to do is flip that switch of all this is happening to me to all this is happening for me. You need to grow as a person, and that's going to change your perception on the world you're living in. You have to grow your mind, you have to grow your body, you have to grow your relationship. Everything is a work in progress, and if you're not willing to put in the work, everything is going to happen to you and it's going to suck, because it is a lot of work to grow. And you do feel low energy, and it actually really is tiring when you're going through this new evolving state of the next human form that you're becoming. And each time your perception changes and you get better and better and better at this whole thing we call life, it's so much more relaxing and you're so much more calm, because anything can happen and you just, I learned from it and I'm going to move forward. This has to do, we can wrap this up into failing. Failing, perception. What is your perception on failing? I wanted to read you the definition of perception, squirrel, right in the beginning, and I did not. So we're going to do that now. So the definition of perception is a way of regarding, understanding, or interpreting something, a mental impression. can be anybody's mental impression, can be mine, can be yours, but we are all going to have different mental impressions of what is going on in our surroundings. So back to failing. You can look at failing as something you did wrong, which 99% of the population thinks that, because in our past we have been ingrained that failing is bad. Failing is not bad. You have just been told that your whole life, or like you got an F on your math test and now it's bad. Now you get in trouble. Now you get punished. It's actually really, even if you did get an F on your math test, well, now look how much you have to learn. Right? It is an opportunity to see where your weaknesses are and where you have to grow. When you fail something, it doesn't mean that it means you're bad at it, but that's how you know. How else would you know if you're bad at something? Unless you fail, or unless you tried something new, right? Like you have to fail. It is part of life. And the perception on failing, I really hate. I hate that people hate failing. Right? I mean, it's never fun, it's never exciting, but you could not grow, you could not learn without failure. And this is that whole perception thing. See how I've changed my perception on failure? I don't want to say I love failing because it still feels kind of scummy, but failing isn't even really part of my world. I learn lessons, I learn things, but I don't really fail. I learn how to do things better. I find what areas of my life I need to grow in. I don't really fail. Failing would be not doing anything about it. Failing would be getting the F on the paper and then just literally not giving a shit, which was me in all of my schooling from little children's school to college. Nah, I did pass, just not a lot. I just didn't care that much. But yeah, so failure is another one of those perception things. So the more you can start to piece together these little areas in your life that could maybe use some perception work, and you need to look at the other side of it, it's really going to start to shift your mindset. It's really going to start to shift your world, right? So if you're living in, I'm a failure, woe me, I can't do this, I can't seem to lose weight, nothing is working for me, why does this always happen to me? Learn from it so you can change your perception and move forward and live a happier, positive life. Because I promise you, my situation right now, seriously, if I hadn't done the mental work prior to the shift I am in right now, you guys, I'm truthfully in a pretty shitty situation. But I'm not. I have a wonderful boyfriend. I have a beautiful, cute, handsome dog. I have a decent house. I have a vehicle. I'm okay. Did I have to take part-time work at a vitamin store? Yeah, but guess what? I'm really happy. Because I know it's just a stepping stone. I'm not going to end there. I'm not that kind of person. I have so much more to go and grow. And that's that. You know, someone else in the same position could be like, oh my God, I quit my business. Now I'm at the shitty vitamin store. I'm going to worry about money. I'm going to worry about all this stuff. I failed in my business. I shouldn't have quit. Even if I shouldn't have quit, guess what? I learned my lesson not to quit a business. I still think it was the right choice, but it just kind of goes to show that given the same situation, I could be coming at this from a completely different angle. I could not even have this camera on right now. I could not even have the podcast going right now. I could just be like, screw it, I suck. It didn't work. I hated it. I'm not going to try again. Of course I'm going to try again. Because I don't want a boss. Okay? So that, yeah, I'm going to wrap that up there. That would be, just think about it. I've just been thinking about it and how people see things differently, and it's extremely interesting to me how your past actually does shape your perception as well. And it's very hard to move forward and to create a new life and to create new experiences for yourself and to succeed when you're still stuck in the past. Like I said, I'm still stuck on coaching business, not feeling good, but I love sitting here. And I didn't do this in my last business, but I love sitting here talking about this stuff. And it's still ingrained in me that it's crummy. I don't know, still before I hop on camera, I get this deep, like, I don't want to, you know, like when you have to go to work, you don't want to go to work. That's how I feel before I get on this. And then I talk, I'm like, this is beautiful and amazing. I love this. So it's really hard to move forward from past experiences and change your perception, but just start to notice. Start to notice, am I, woe me? Am I feeling sorry for myself? That'd be another term for woe me people. Feeling sorry for yourself. Pick yourself up and try again. Do something about it. Change your perception, change your thinking. Fail 1,000 times. Takes one time to succeed. Who cares? Nobody. Literally nobody. Okay? Don't worry about what other people think. Only worry about yourself. Work on your perception of the world. Not everybody else's, because everybody else's sucks. Create your own world. Grow. Learn. Life is awesome. Life is so, gosh, the learning opportunities, you guys, and the growth opportunities. It's crazy. So, okay. Have a really good rest of your week. Have a good weekend. And every Friday, these will go up. And if you ever want me to talk about topics, let me know. Because as you see, I go everywhere. And sometimes they wrap up nicely like this one did. And sometimes they just aren't going to, because guess who's not perfect? You. Or me. Great? Alright, thank you. See you guys.